Well, g'day guys. So back out here in the beautiful Australian bush. Now we've just come from the top of the mountain and hiked down a pretty steep track down to the river. We're just going to hike along the river a couple of kilometres until we find a nice little spot to set up camp for tonight, and we'll do a bit of fishing as well. So we're in the middle of winter at the moment. It's meant to get down to freezing tonight, and we've also meant to get some rain coming through tonight as well. So we'll have to try and get a decent little shelter set up. But right now we've got some beautiful winter sun, so how about we take advantage of that? We'll chuck the backpack on and we'll make a move. Man, it's such good flow to this river at the moment. I wish I bought my pack raft. I've been wanting to pack raft this river for ages. This would have been a perfect weekend. But unfortunately with pack rafting, you always need two people so you can do the car shuffle. And yeah, Matsy's down in Tasmania at the moment, so I've got no pack raft partner. Yeah, I'm not quite sure how the fishing's going to go though. Like with all this water moving through and it's looking pretty dirty, I feel like the fish yeah, might have shut down. But we'll see how we go. And it's so nice to see a healthy wombat. I feel like all the wombats I've seen recently have all got mange on them, and it's like honestly just absolutely breaks your heart when you see a mangy wombat. Looks like such a horrible existence, and yeah, they're pretty much guaranteed death as well. So yeah, really nice to see a nice healthy wombat. This is such a beautiful little spot. It's got a really nice feel to it. There's like really nice casuarinas, just a nice flowing river, and yeah, a good spot for the tent as well. So it's definitely a hike and tender. I think it's only about 10 to 2, and the spot I had marked on maps is still like another maybe like 1.5 k's or something upriver. So maybe I'll just keep walking for a little bit. If I can't find any better, then I can always come back here. What do we got here? A goat skull. Oh, he's missing a horn. I mean, have a look at the size of that horn though. That is pretty cool. Yeah, lots of goats around this area. As you can tell, like this kind of country is just perfect for goats. Oh, look at that. Looks like the vertebrae and ribs. Maybe there's a little like fox or dingo lair around here. Alright, well I think we might turn around and go back to the other spot. Like I haven't quite reached the place I intended to camp, which is sort of like around the corner there. So it's still like a pretty decent little walk because it's they're quite slow going, sort of moving across these rocks and stuff, and we're already starting to run out of daylight. That sun's just about to dip behind that ridge there. So rather than sort of trying to press on and then be rushed to set up camp, I'd rather go back to the other spot where I know it's good, we can get camp set up, and then we've got plenty of time to go for a fish as well. Let's get camp set up. So I just need to make some sand pegs. So I've got some sticks, we'll just sharpen an end on them. Alright, so for my sleep gear tonight, I'm using the Walkabout swag. We've got the Cedar Summit Ember -1 quilt, and the Cedar Summit Etherlight insulated mattress. Hey guys, how you going?
How you going?
Looks like a good spot.
It is a nice spot, yeah. How was the river?
Well, come and raise your beers.
Yeah, exactly.
Spot for the night.
How'd you go, mate?
Yeah, good day actually, really good day.
Was it? Yeah. Yeah, it seems like it's got some nice floats. I wish I'd. Yeah.
And the Carlo's got a bit come in as well. So
Oh, does it? Yeah.
So yeah, that was
Pretty steep hike down. That fire trail is like one of the steepest fire trails I've been
Don't
down.
say that, please.
You're gonna have fun getting that back out of there.
Enjoy your night.
Yeah, you too, guys. How go on? Oh, man, that took me so bloody long to get that fire started. We finally got there, but yeah, everything was just like slightly damp, and even like the dry grass just wasn't quite dry enough. So it was an absolute mission. But actually, those pack rafters we were just chatting to before, actually, yeah, saw them this morning. So they were doing a car shuffle, and they left the car at the car park. And I actually know one of the blokes. So on the last pack raft trip that me and Matsy did, which is a river not far from here, access is really tricky to that river. So I put a question up on the Sydney pack rafting page, and yeah, this bloke actually he hit me up and said, look mate, I'm happy to help you out with access, because he knew how to sort of get to the point we wanted to get to. And he actually was kind enough to help us with the car shuffle and actually dropped us at the start of that trip. So yeah, it was really nice of him, and it was cool to see him again this morning and out in the water. He said it was yeah, really good paddling today. There's only 3 rapids out to portage around, but apart from that, they said it was yeah, really good river level. So I definitely have to get out here one day with the pack raft. It looks like it's such a fun river to paddle. This fire's been a little bit stubborn tonight. Everything's just still like a little bit damp. You guys want a tip? Bring a little plastic chopping board with you. Obviously it's good to chop up on, but just being able to use this to fan the fire is so handy. That's such a good job. Oh, feels good to finally sit down. I feel like this afternoon I've been running around like a headless chook. Like if you guys saw what goes on behind the scenes, you guys would just absolutely laugh. Like trying to get that shelter set up earlier took me so bloody long. Like I was initially trying to do a little gunya shelter, but it wasn't quite facing the right way for the thumbnail. So I took it down, tried the plow point, but once again it was always sort of facing the wrong direction. And yeah, by the time I got it, it was like almost an hour had passed. So those little things you guys don't see, eh? Like just thumbnails, they take so much of your time out. Like sometimes you spend like a good hour trying to get a thumbnail. But anyway, yeah, unfortunately you get to go for a fish this afternoon, but we'll go for one tomorrow morning. It's always tricky during winter, like sunsets are like 4:45, so before you know it, the day's like over. Oh, man, it feels so good sitting by a campfire. I haven't had a fire for ages. The last few trips I've done, I haven't really had one. I'm not quite sure when I'll be sitting by a campfire again soon. Some of you guys know how we got a baby on the way. Laura is at 37 weeks now, so pretty much from any point now it could come. So hopefully not this weekend. But yeah, she basically said that this was pretty much my last weekend I could get out of here. So yeah, I'm not quite sure when I'll get back out another trip. So obviously she's due in 2 weeks, and then I'll probably plan to take maybe like 2 months off, so that way I don't really have to sort of focus about trying to do any content. I can just really sort of just spend some good quality family time. So yeah, probably won't be till maybe like end of August or September before I get back out here. I might be able to do some videos like around home, like maybe just some like gear review videos or like a loadout video or something like that. But yeah, we'll see how we go on. But the main priority is just to try and focus on just spending some like good family time. I honestly can't believe it, eh? Like, sorry about the smoke, guys, but yeah, I honestly can't believe they're gonna have a little boy running around in a couple of weeks. It actually just blows my mind. It's so exciting. Like, just the thought of being able to get him out on these trips one day, it's such a good good feeling, eh? Can't bloody wait. All right, so for dinner, we've got something a little bit special. So what we've got here is some venison that I butchered myself. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, you would have saw it a couple of weeks back. I actually went and did a beginner hunting course with Broadside Hunting in the Upper Hunter Valley. And yeah, if you told me 10 years ago that I was going to get into hunting, I just would not have believed you, eh? I was actually a vegetarian for about 3 or 4 years, and I just, was anti-hunting. I didn't really understand it. I basically just thought it was basically just rednecks and bogans, just wanted to kill anything that moved, and trophy hunting and all the rest of it. And I just, didn't really understand it. But when I got back into eating meat, I sort of made it a goal of mine that one day I was going to get into hunting, at least try it, and see if I can prove to myself that I actually can harvest my own animal, because I didn't think it was sort of really fair that I was going to go back and start eating meat if I can't actually kill it and butcher it myself. So it's been a long time coming. I made it this year's goal to sort of get into it, and honestly, like, it was such an incredible experience. Like, I just got so much out of that weekend. It was a really powerful weekend, and I wasn't quite sure how it'd go, sort of like actually just going through the process of stalking a deer and then watching the guide kill the deer and then sort of butchering it. And actually, like, surprisingly, like, it kind of like felt very primal to me. Like, I think that's what I think most people who do it, they sort of realize it's kind of a part of us that we've kind of are missing these days. And like, don't get me wrong, like, I love these animals. Like deer, they're such a beautiful creature. It's not like I actually enjoy the act of seeing a deer die. Like, it's to be honest, it's heartbreaking. It's horrible. I don't enjoy that part at all. But we are human. If you're going to eat meat, you kind of need to prove to yourself that you can actually do it yourself, I think. In this modern society, we've like just separated that. Like, we just basically just outsource our killing to someone else, for someone else to do, and I just don't think that's right. Like, I hate factory farming. That was like one of the main reasons I got into being a vegetarian back in the day. I just do not like factory farming at all. It's a horrible business. But I think if I can get into hunting and sort of get out into this landscape and be able to source my own meat, I think that's a really powerful and special thing. And just being able to put the control back in your own hands as well, just being responsible for your own food is a very important and powerful thing. So it's definitely something I'm pretty keen to pursue. I'm in the process of getting all my licenses and stuff like that. I'm going to start off with rifle hunting, and down the track I'm really keen to get into bow hunting. I think that's like ideally how I want to sort of be able to go hunting. But obviously I understand a lot of people are probably not going to agree with this. I know when I put up this story on my Instagram, I lost a few hundred followers like straight away. So I understand a lot of you guys aren't going to be keen for it, and I'm not going to film it. Like, I really think this is probably something I want to do for myself. So I don't think I'm going to film any of the hunting. But I think it's really important to be able to just get out there and prove to yourself that you can do it. So I'm looking forward to getting into it, and hopefully you guys understand. Like I said, I used to be very anti until I started to listen to a lot of podcasts, and it really started to change my mind. I think it was like the Joe Rogan podcast. It really started to change my mind about hunting and seeing why people do it. Because growing up in this city, you're not exposed to hunters. Like, especially in Australia, like, I didn't know anyone who hunted growing up. So you're just not exposed to it. Even though like there are a lot of hunters, like especially in like the rural areas, if you grow up in the cities and the suburbs, you just don't get exposure to it. And it's very different to places like the States or New Zealand, where it's kind of part of their culture. In Australia, you're kind of like very divided. You're either a hunter or you're kind of anti-hunting. So hopefully I'm sort of proof that you can kind of bridge that gap and change your mind. It all comes down to education, and after all, like, in Australia you can only hunt feral animals, so you're basically kind of doing the landscape a favour by sort of getting rid of animals that are actually doing damage out here. So anyway, let's get this on the fire. We're going to cook it up with some wildfire seasoning, and then we're going to cook up some of these off-grid potatoes as well. Usually meant to put these in boiling water, but I'm actually just going to chuck them in the pan and see how they go in that. This stuff is so nice with it. Had some the other night at home. Yes, with the off-grid potatoes, like I said, you're meant to put it in boiling water, but I'm just going to chuck it in the pan and try and heat it up that way. Alright, let's see how she's cooked. I thought it was going to be a little bit raw inside, so I cooked it for a little bit longer. But it actually looks pretty good. That smells good. Bit of venison. It's cooked perfectly. And that spice is so nice on it too. Potato. Well, for a simple dinner, that is really tasty. Alright, well, I'm going to get that light out of my face because there's actually quite a lot of stars out tonight. So I'm pretty keen to lay by the fire and enjoy the view. So we'll catch you guys in the morning. Tell you what, 2 pillows, it's a game changer. Oh, she's a bit wet this morning. Well, it's a bit of a wet morning. It started raining at around about midnight or something, and yeah, it was pretty much constant the entire night. But before that, the stars were so nice last night. It was actually a really clear night before I went to bed. I'm just going to use my little twig stove to get brekkie going this morning. I just find this is a lot easier rather than getting a proper fire going. You can also control the heat a fair bit easier on these things as well. So I didn't think I was going to be able to find any dry material considering how wet everything is. But I went for a bit of a walk up onto that hill there, and there's a nice big she oak tree. And sure enough, underneath that on the ground, there's a nice layer of dry needles and also some twigs and stuff that I could snap off the tree that were nice and dry. So it always pays to go for a bit of a search. Alright, so this morning for brekkie, we're going to have some bagels with some cream cheese, some avocado and some bacon. That was amazing. Alright, let's go for a fish. So, I feel like I saw some trout jumping before, so I might give one of these little Rapala trout minnows a go. Well, that rain is well and truly set in, so I think it's about time we make a move. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that simple little overnighter. Like I said, I'm not quite sure when I'm going to get out on my next camping trip. I think by the time this video comes out, the baby probably would have been born, so that is pretty exciting. So if you guys want to stay up to date, feel free to follow me on Instagram. I'll leave a link in the description below. But in the meantime, I'm going to be knee deep in diapers, so wish me luck. But yeah, if you guys want to support the channel in the interim, feel free to go back and watch my old videos and just try and keep that algorithm ticking over, because YouTube can be pretty harsh, and hopefully doesn't forget me by the time I come back. So anyway, I want to say massive thanks for all your support. Hope you guys have a good one, and I'll catch you guys next time. Hooroo.